Is it audible?
Yes,
Reply.
sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. So through online, you may have seen yesterday YouTube link for your division. So on behalf of Department of English Literary Club, and Department of Commerce of Sarhad College of Arts, Commerce and Science, I welcome all commerce freshers to your family. Yesterday, you may have seen or you were present for the lecture. It was the introduction of syllabus. You have the same book for both semesters. Half part is for semester 1 and half part is for semester 2. Can anyone tell me what is the name of the textbook?
Success
Yes,
Avenue.
Success.
Success Avenue. Very good. So remember, I put in chat box so that you will remember Success Avenue. So Success Avenue is the book and it is written by Board of Editors. And what is the publication?
Orient Black Swan.
Yes, most of your textbooks they are from Orient Black Swan. Correct one. So you should remember this. Yesterday I gave you the picture of the book. You can, if you want, you can purchase from the market. About the syllabus, we have discussed. Also, how many units are there for the semester one? Yes,
4 units.
no.
Four.
Total units. Total units.
Nine.
Unnecessary. Nine, correct one. Unnecessarily don't unmute. And when you answer, after answer, mute soon. Because you know it is a live stream. It is on YouTube. So don't waste time or don't disturb. Correct one. There are nine total units. In that, four are prose, two are poems, and three are communication and life skills. त्याच्यापैकी चार जे आहेत प्रोज आहेत, दोन जे आहेत पोएट्री आहेत आणि तीन जे आहेत कम्युनिकेशन अँड लाईफ स्किल्स आहेत. तर प्रोज मध्ये द बेगर इट इज रिटन बाय अँटन चेकफ, ब्लॅक मनी अँड द ब्लॅक इकॉनॉमी बाय सी राम मनोहर रेड्डी, द नाइटिंगेल अँड द रोज बाय ऑस्कर वाइल्ड, Muhammad Yunus and Economics for Peace by Farida Khan. These are four prose pieces. In poetry, Uphill by Christina Rossetti. Second poem, Stay Calm by Grenville Glaser. In communication and life skills, you have three topics for semester one. In that, first topic is meeting and greetings, people and dialogues. So it is about dialogue, how to make dialogues. Next topic, group discussions, interview and interviewing skills. पुढचा जो टॉपिक आहे फार इम्पॉर्टंट आहे. How to be prepared for interview, how to face the interview, and how the interview is taken by the interviewer. इंटरव्ह्यू घेणारा जो असतो त्याची मेंटॅलिटी काय असते, काय एक्सपेक्टेड असतं. And interviewee means who is going to face the interview. And the last unit, it is of presentation skills. So now everywhere you have presentation which is needed. कुठेही गेलं तरी प्रेझेंटेशन आवश्यक आहे. You need to talk about your topic, discuss about topic, and you need various instruments like projector, PPT, or slides. Technical things are needed so that people will understand, and you have to explain point wise, and you have to look at the audience as well. So yesterday we have discussed all these things about the syllabus. Now we are going to begin the topic, the first one, unit 1. I share the screen, just a minute. Yes, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
So we are going to begin the story, The Beggar by Anton Chekhov. Today we are going to talk about the writer, the Russian very famous, well-known Anton Chekhov. Many stories he has written. Also, he has written some dramas. So you may have heard somewhere the seagull, the three sisters, cherry orchard. These are famous pieces. We are going to talk about this man, about his life and achievement. Before going to talk about this man, some things which are remained to talk about this course, I will talk about that first, then we will discuss about this man. I will try to make use of yes, Marathi as well. तर काही गोष्टी मी मराठीमध्ये सुद्धा वापरणार आहे बिकॉज some students have the inferiority complex or they get fear of the language. बऱ्याचदा मुलं वेगवेगळ्या बॅकग्राऊंड मधून मुलं येतात. some come from very good background, they are very good at English. काही मुलं फार however they have passed till 12th standard. So we need to focus on all average students. तर त्यासाठी मी मराठी सुद्धा मध्ये मध्ये वापरेल. If any problem, you can ask in chat box, or you can personally also you can contact. So about this course, yesterday I talked about, still some things are remaining. This course, as you know, it is not only for literature and language, it is also for communication and life skills. And it takes into account many different but important contexts and learning conditions which are prevalent in Indian undergraduate classes. तर विद्यार्थ्यांना लर्निंग कंडिशन योग्य कसं करण्यात येईल त्यानुसार हा सिलेबस बनवण्यात आलेला आहे. The changing global trends pose new conditions and challenges before students and teachers. You have to compete not only with your class, you have to compete not only in the state, you are not only in the nation, you have to compete with the world. You know, now new education policy is many foreign universities, some branches may come in India. So there will be big competition. So it will be very difficult for Indian students to face the challenges. So it is necessary to maintain a moderate standard. तर त्याच्यामध्ये स्टँडर्ड ठेवणं फार आवश्यक आहे. Just I have passed, I have cleared, however I got 90%, 80%. So this will not make you survive. तर तुम्हाला त्याची लायकी जी आहे किंवा सपोज यू से आय हॅव पास 12th स्टँडर्ड, you should have that much knowledge which was given till 12th standard. It doesn't mean I have studied and I have forgot, I don't know now anything, I am blank. You should not be the blank. Blank hona means you have not learned anything. If you cannot, means throughout your school and high school or junior college, if you couldn't make the foundation, the basic foundation, then it will be very difficult in graduation as well as for higher education. If it is there, you can clear as soon as possible. जर तुमचं समजा बराचसा काही विद्यार्थ्यांचा फार गॅप असतो किंवा they are not in properly touch with what is happening, what is the trend in studies. So you should get familiar soon. Otherwise, after few years, it will be very difficult. Means, however, you will pass, but there will be no value to your degree. Now, there is not only degree one needs, it needs degree with skills. Already, if you see, university has declared it is not degree but degree with skills. Means you have to acquire the skills as well when you get the degree, until you get the degree. Now about the classes, it talks consist of students from differing linguistic background, वेगवेगळ्या भाषेची मुलं असतात. They come from various cultural background as well. So it is difficult to communicate. Some may come from Kashmir or Northeast or from other state, Rajasthan or Bihar. So it gets difficult for them. However, you have to be competent. An attempt has been made here to select to know the basics of English to understand easily. Interesting pieces of prose and poetry are given so that you will entertain and enlighten. Short stories are very well known. Literary merits, छोटे छोटे stories फार interesting आहेत. Some stories you may have studied earlier in school somewhere. Thus, a deliberate attempt has been made to make the course content relevant to students. This course should sensitize students to important human values. तर तुमच्यामध्ये ह्युमन व्हॅल्यूज, मानवी मूल्ये, एक्सक्यूज मी, तर मानवी मूल्ये तुमच्यामध्ये आली पाहिजेत. वेगवेगळे जे मूल्य आहेत, नीतिमत्ता आहे, ह्युमन काइंड, मॅनकाइंड, ह्युमॅनिटी. You should be honest, sincere, self-discipline. So all these values you should understand, you should inculcate. तुम्हाला ते आत्मसात सुद्धा झाले पाहिजे. इट विल नॉट हॅपन इन अ डे. आणि या गोष्टी ह्या एका दिवसात किंवा येस आय टॉक्ड अँड यू गॉट, इट विल नॉट हॅपन. इट इज अ लॉंग प्रोसेस. It needs specific efforts. This textbook is an attempt in this direction. Separate sections on communication and life skills are provided with the intention of helping students improve their linguistic competence. तर तुमची language develop झाली पाहिजे. These necessary skill are produced with some explanation, and real life examples are provided for practical guidance. This book aims to cultivate sensitivity and understanding in students while enhancing skills that promote employability. The major issue, it is of job, to be employable or to have something in life so that you can live. Bread and butter is very important. So for that, how you can be suitable for the job, तुम्हाला जॉब मिळणं कसं सहज शक्य होईल, त्यासाठी कोणत्या गोष्टी आवश्यक आहेत, प्रॅक्टिकल गायडन्स, रिअल लाईफ एक्झाम्पल्स, काय चाललेलं आहे बाहेर, काय परिस्थिती आहे, सो दॅट यू शुड अनालाइज, यू शुड अक्वायर अकॉर्डिंगली द स्किल्स. त्यानुसार तुमच्यामध्ये वेगवेगळी कला कौशल्य आली पाहिजे. This book aims to cultivate sensitivity and understanding in students while enhancing skills that promote, as I said, you should be employable. Not only this, in language, you should know glossary, the words, exercises. Each unit will help you to comprehend this student friendly syllabus. It helps to train students who have entered undergraduate courses to communicate effectively so that you will be good at communication. So these are some important things which are for this course. तर या ज्या गोष्टी आहेत कोर्ससाठी फार महत्वाच्या आहेत. Now we are going to talk about the author of the first prose, the beggar. We are going to discuss about Anton Chekhov. I will share one video. If you see, is it? Can you get the voice? Please put in chat box so that I can see. If you get the voice, I will continue. If you do not get the voice, I will stop the video. Just a minute. I will play only for 3 seconds. Just tell me, do you get the voice or not?
Anton Chekhov, 1860 to 1904. Russian writer Anton Chekhov is recognized as a master of the modern short story and a leading.
Yes, are you getting the voice?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
no
sir.
problem. Okay, okay, enough. I got it. Okay, we will see the video. You will come to know about this man. Then we will discuss. Now don't do unmute in the video.
Playwright of the late 19th and early 20th century. Anton Chekhov, 1860 to 1904. Russian writer Anton Chekhov is recognized as a master of the modern short story and a leading playwright of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Who is Anton Chekhov? Through stories such as The Step and the Lady with the Dog, and plays such as The Seagull and Uncle Vanya, Anton Chekhov emphasized the depths of human nature, the hidden significance of everyday events, and the fine line between comedy and tragedy. Chekhov died of tuberculosis on July 15, 1904, in Baden-Württemberg, Germany. Youth and education. Anton Pavlovich Chekhov was born on January 29, 1860, in Taganrog, Russia. His father, Pavel, was a grocer with frequent money troubles. His mother, Yevgenia, shared her love of storytelling with Chekhov and his 5 siblings. When Pavel's business failed in 1875, he took the family to Moscow to look for other work while Chekhov remained in Taganrog until he finished his studies. Chekhov finally joined his family in Moscow in 1879 and enrolled at medical school. With his father still struggling financially, Chekhov supported the family with his freelance writing, producing hundreds of short comic pieces under a pen name for local magazines. Early writing career. During the mid-1880s, Chekhov practiced as a physician and began to publish serious works of fiction under his own name. His pieces appeared in the newspaper New Times and then as part of collections such as Motley Stories, 1886. His story The Step was an important success, earning its author the Pushkin Prize in 1888. Like most of Chekhov's early work, it showed the influence of the major Russian realists of the 19th century, such as Leo Tolstoy and Fyodor Dostoevsky. Chekhov also wrote works for the theater during this period. His earliest plays were short farces, however, he soon developed his signature style, which was a unique mix of comedy and tragedy. Plays such as Ivanov, 1887, and The Wood Demon, 1889, told stories about educated men of the upper classes coping with debt, disease, and inevitable disappointment in life. Major works. Chekhov wrote many of his greatest works from the 1890s through the last few years of his life. In his short stories of that period, including Ward Number 6 and The Lady with the Dog, he revealed a profound understanding of human nature and the ways in which ordinary events can carry deeper meaning. In his plays of these years, Chekhov concentrated primarily on mood and characters, showing that they could be more important than the plots. Not much seems to happen to his lonely, often desperate characters, but their inner conflicts take on great significance. Their stories are very specific, painting a picture of pre-revolutionary Russian society, yet timeless. From the late 1890s onward, Chekhov collaborated with Konstantin Stanislavski in the Moscow Art Theater on productions of his plays, including his masterpieces The Seagull, 1895, Uncle Vanya, 1897, The Three Sisters, 1901, and The Cherry Orchard, 1904. Later life and death. In 1901, Chekhov married Olga Nipper, an actress from the Moscow Art Theater. However, by this point his health was in decline due to the tuberculosis that had affected him since his youth. While staying at a health resort in Baden-Württemberg, Germany, he died in the early hours of July 15, 1904, at the age of 44. Chekhov is considered one of the major literary figures of his time. His plays are still staged worldwide, and his overall body of work influenced important writers of an array of genres, including James Joyce, Ernest Hemingway, Tennessee Williams, and Henry Miller.
So you may have got some idea about the writer. He is considered one of the popular modern writers, James Joyce, as you have heard the name. Again, he was the companion of great writers of Russia, Leo Tolstoy, Dostoevsky. So these were very famous figures, and he is one of them. Now we are going to see in details about Anton Chekhov. You got the idea that he belongs to Russia. What is the capital city of Russia? Yes. What is the capital city? राजधानी काय आहे रशियाची? Anyone?
Moscow.
Yes, it is Moscow. Correct one. Good. So Moscow is the capital city of Russia, and he was associated with Moscow theater. He has written plays as well. त्याने ड्रामा सुद्धा लिहिलेला आहे. In point of your exam, some may have doubt in your mind that will there be questions on the writer or the poet? There will be very few questions, and there will not be so complex if they are. Most of the questions will be on your lesson, poem, or whatever technical topics you have. So you no need to go in so depth. Whatever you have given, you got in your textbook, that is enough one. In textbook it is given very short one, just few lines. So that is enough if you prepare for the writer. Just you should get some information I am giving in details. तर एक्झाम पॉईंट ऑफ व्ह्यू तितकंसं काही फार महत्वाचं डिटेलमध्ये स्टडीज केलं पाहिजे असं नाही. But you should know at least from which nation he belonged, because Russian writer, definitely you should remember. Again, some major works you should remember. At least you should remember, and some prizes which he got award. So you can see, is it visible? Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Remember, don't repeat the answer. If someone says, no need to say. Don't try to. We are not learning to impress, but we are learning to express. लर्निंग हे दोन गोष्टीसाठी असते. एक माणूस काय करतो, दुसऱ्यांना इम्प्रेस करण्यासाठी शिकतो किंवा शिकवतो, आणि दुसरा माणूस हा स्वतःला एक्सप्रेस करण्यासाठी शिकतो किंवा शिकवतो. सो डोंट बी द पार्ट ऑफ फर्स्ट वन. Learn to express, not to impress. And if one student says, it is enough one, I can understand. Don't repeat the same things. Okay, now see, and don't unmute. Anton Chekhov, he belongs to Russia. He was born on 17th January 1860. Last video, it was from famous biographies. If you want to see some other videos of various writers, you can see from famous biographies. Very good videos you will find. Very popular one. So he was born on 17th January 1816, means 19th century. He was born. Birthplace in Russia, Taganrog, which is in the city of, it is the city one in southern Russia, South Russia, on the Azov Sea. तर तिथे एक समुद्र आहे, त्याचं नाव आहे Azov. He was died On 2nd July 1904, you can see he lived just for 44 years. Still, he got so famous within 44 years. And he died in Germany, Baden-Württemberg. His father, his name was Pavel Yegorovich Chekhov. He was a grocer. त्याचे जे वडील होते ते ग्रॉसर होते, किराणा दुकानदार होते, shopkeeper. And he was having too much problem financial. Mother was Eugenia Chekhov, spouse or spouse means the partner, life partner, or the wife, Olga Nipper. And Anton Chekhov married Olga Nipper very late when you will come to know after few slides you will come to know. He was the third of six children of Pavel Chekhov, a grocery store owner. तर 6 मुलापैकी हा तिसरा मुलगा होता. His grandfather was a serf, a peasant who lives and works on land owned by another. त्यांचे जे आजोबा होते ग्रँडफादर, ही वॉज अ peasant म्हणजे दुसऱ्यांचं शेत रेंटवर घेऊन काम करायचे किंवा तिथंच काम करायचे. Others farm will be harvested by this person and he will get the money. Who bought his family's freedom in 1841. He and his brothers and sisters worked in the family store in the shop and studied in the local school. त्यांचे जे बहीण भाऊ होते ते त्या स्टोर मध्ये काम करायचे and they were going to local school. Their extremely religious father often beat them. His father, Pavel, he was very religious one. He was always thinking about God. But he was very angry person. प्रत्येक वेळी तो रागवायचा. Every time he was ready to beat. In 1876 his father's business failed, as I said. त्यांचा बिझनेस व्यवस्थित चालू नव्हता. Store it failed when and the family moved to Moscow. Then they went to Moscow, the capital city of Russia, for a fresh start. नवीन बिगिनिंग करण्यासाठी परत ते मॉस्कोला गेले. At the age of 16, he was left behind to finish his schooling. The blonde, brown eyed, he was self reliant, amusing, energetic, and attractive young man. You may have seen in the video, he was very energetic, attractive person at the young age. Actually, he died at the young age. In August 1879, he joined his parents in Moscow, where his father was a laborer. Now his father was working as a laborer, एक कामगार म्हणून काम करत. And his mother did part-time sewing work. आणि आई हे टेलरिंगचं काम करायचे, शिवण काम करायचे, sewing, thread and needle. He immediately entered the medical school of Moscow University. He soon took his father's place as head of the household. He became the head now, a responsibility he carried the rest of his life. He became the responsible person. After graduating in 1884, he went to work in the hospital. He took the medical degree, remember. You don't think that writers are only from literature's background. He was the doctor. After graduating in 1884, he went to work in the hospital at Chikhino, Russia. But by December of that year, he had begun coughing up blood. Actually, his health was not so good. The first symptom of the tuberculosis, he got the tuberculosis, TB, we say. पण जे TB म्हणतो त्याचं फुल फॉर्म आहे ट्युबरक्युलोसिस. अन इन्फेक्शन इन द लंग्स. जे इन्फेक्शन कुठं होतं, लंग्स मध्ये होतं, फुफ्फुसामध्ये होतं. That eventually caused his death. And why do you find he died earlier? It is because of this disease, because of TB, tuberculosis. In an attempt to add to his income in Moscow, he wrote for the humor magazines. He wrote the articles for humor magazines. He himself liked to read. He was very good at reading. He read a lot. His first story was published in March 1880 by a magazine called The Dragonfly. त्यांची पहिली जी स्टोरी होती, it was published in 1880 and it was in the magazine Dragonfly, which went on to publish nine more of his stories, most of them signed Antosha Chekhov that year. You may have seen the sign somewhere in the video. It is very stylish sign, and he writes his name Antosha Chekhov. In the fall of 1881, he had stories accepted by the Alarm Clock, means publisher, and he and his older brother's work was published in a new humor magazine. The Spectator is very famous again at that time, the magazine. So his stories were published there. या ठिकाणी त्यांचे stories published झाले. His first book collection of stories was the Tales of Melpomene, a collection of six humor pieces, comedy pieces, published with his own money. स्वतःच्या पैशांनी त्यांनी पब्लिश केलेला आहे. On credit in mid 1884. His first book published by someone else, Motley Stories. First collectionचं नाव आहे Motley Stories and it got very famous. And further two more collections, At Twilight and Stories. त्याच्या पुढे दुसरे पण दोन published झाले. Came out in 1886 with his real name on it. The book did well and he was recognized as a new talent. So people also read his stories. He became popular. He began practicing medicine less and writing more. He had learned medical. He knows the medical field, but he was interested in writing. So he did practicing medicine less but more writing. लिखाणावर त्यांनी भर दिला as a writer. In February 1887, he was elected to the Literary Fund. He became the member, an honor given only to prominent authors. Now he has been added to one of the popular authors to that club. In the Twilight, a collection of short stories appeared in August. His first completed play, Ivano, was produced in Moscow in November 1887. So he has completed his first play, Ivano. This is again popular one, and it was produced in Moscow in November 1887. He stopped writing for humor magazines in favor of serious fiction and drama. Then he changed his view. He started to write some serious things, some emotional fiction and drama, novels and drama, in an attempt to, as he started in a letter, depict life as it actually is. In October 1808, he won the Academy of Sciences Pushkin Prize. This is very popular award. He got the Pushkin Prize. The lights, the name day party, and attack of nerves all appeared in this year. तर हे सगळ्या stories याच वर्षी published झाल्या. He spent the summer of 1888 in the Ukraine, where his brother Nikolai died, and at Yalta. The events of this period inspired a dreary story, which was written in 1889. After another collection of stories, Children, he has written about children, was published in March 1889. He decided that he could now support his family by his writing alone. He wrote some one act plays, त्यांनी आता ड्रामा सुद्धा लिहायला सुरू केले, one act plays, and worked on the Wood Demon, but St. Petersburg theatrical committee rejected the play. त्याचा जो ड्रामा होता त्यांनी तो रिजेक्ट केला. सेंट पीटर्सबर्गची जी कमिटी आहे, थिएटर कमिटी, डीपली वाउंडिंग हिम, त्यामुळे त्याला फार दुःख झालं. In March 1890, his seventh book, a collection of stories entitled Gloomy People, appeared. Gloomy means sad. Later in April 1890, he set out for the prison colony on the Siberian island of Sakhalin. After spending 3 months studying in the island, he returned home and wrote Sakhalin Island, which was later published in serial form. In February 1892, he bought a 675-acre estate outside of Moscow called Melikho. तर त्यांनी जमीन सुद्धा आता खरेदी केलेली आहे. Became very rich now. 675 acre. He got the estate. And he settled down on it with his family. By the end of 1893, he was supporting his family comfortably. About the marriage, as I said, he got very late to the marriage. He married at the age of 41. Means 41. He died at the age of 44. Means after marriage, he lived only for 3 to 4 years. So, but in 1898, when he was 38 and seriously ill, he met the actress. His wife was actress Olga Nipper, and they began an affair. He was at the height of his fame. He was very famous at that time. He encouraged younger writers such as Yvonne Bunin, Leonid Andreev, recommended writers for the Pushkin Prize, and was eagerly sought out for advice and comment. In 1900, he became the first writer elected to membership in the Russian Academy of Sciences. ते पहिले रायटर होते की ज्यांचं रशियन अकॅडमी ऑफ सायन्सेसला मेंबरशिप मिळाली. मोस्टली इट इज नॉट गिवन टू द रायटर. At the age of 41, on May 25, 1901, he and Olga Nipper were married, what I said earlier. वयाच्या 41व्या वर्षी त्यांचं लग्न झालं. 25 मे 1901. They were married. Olga Nipper, who was the actress. She acted in Moscow during the season while he stayed in Yalta to improve his health. She was doing acting in Moscow theater. The letters between them indicate a deep affection. His health worsened in 1904, and his doctors told him that he had to go to a hospital. In June 1904, he set off for Baden-Württemberg, Germany. Now he went to Germany, and he died in Germany itself. A friend who saw him in Moscow the day before he left for Europe quoted Chekhov as having said, "Tomorrow I leave, goodbye, I am going away to die." Once he realized that he is going to die, and he told his friend, I am going away to die. Goodbye, he said. On July 2, 1904, he died in a hotel at Baden-Württemberg, and his body was returned to Moscow from Germany for burial. So, these are the some major things of this man. Some major works I talk about this man now, which are from your textbook. He was considered as the pioneer of modern short story and drama. He was born in the city of Taganrog, as I said, in southern Russia. Chekhov had humble beginnings. His father was a grocer and his grandfather was a serf. As I said, he studied medicine at Moscow University and wrote stories and sketches to support his family financially. His popular works, Motley Stories, At Twilight, Stories, The Seagull, Uncle Vanya, The Three Sisters, The Cherry Orchard. These are very popular stories. And he wrote some dramas as well in Moscow theater or for Moscow theater. Drama is not to just to read, drama is to perform on the stage as well. तुम्हाला माहिती असेल. ड्रामा हा स्टेजवर सुद्धा परफॉर्म केला जातो आणि रीड सुद्धा केला जातो. And there are films afterwards on the dramas. So he had a great impact on modern European drama. He wrote nearly 800 short stories, and that illustrate his gift as a writer of short fiction. And the present selection is one such story. So you have also beautiful story. This is the beggar. The lament also is very popular story by this man. Mostly he talks about not the plot, he talks about the character, means how the people develop their mind, how they get attached emotionally to others, or what condition makes the man. Very beautiful stories you find. Similar kind of story you have the beggar. In the next lecture we will begin the story the beggar. And before going to end, I just want to say, when you join, don't leave during the session. It is your commitment. If you join for the lecture, don't leave during the session. If it is technical issue, no problem, but unnecessarily don't make an issue. So this was all about, we have seen about the writer Anton Chekhov, his life, his achievement, his works. So you should remember some major things, some major works, his award, Pushkin Award. If you remember that, that is enough one. There may be one question at least. Okay, we stop here. Thank you. Have a good day.